I'm going to show you how to make my creamy spinach soup with goat cheese. It is so delicious, has so much beautiful fresh spinach, and it requires hardly any chopping. It is absolutely perfect for spring. So I'm just starting here by sauteing a medium onion in a medium pot. And this has just been softening a bit, and it just needs about 3 minutes to get nice and soft and translucent. And I'm going to add to that 1 6-ounce russet potato, which I've peeled and diced here. And what this is going to do is make the soup extra creamy, because the potato, once it's pureed, just adds this nice body to the soup and a nice creaminess. So I'm going to let that soften in some broth. So I'm using chicken broth, 3 cups of chicken broth. You could use vegetable broth if you want. I'm using low sodium. And I usually use low sodium broth, and I add salt, which I'm gonna do now. But if I use low sodium, by using low sodium, I'm in control of how much salt goes in there. So I'm gonna use about a half a teaspoon here of kosher salt and some freshly ground black pepper. I love freshly ground pepper. So I'm just gonna bring this to a boil. And once it boils, I'm gonna put it on simmer and cover it and just cook it until those potatoes are nice and tender. All right, so these potatoes have been simmering, and they're nice and tender. And they not only provide thickness to the soup, by the way, they also add vitamin C and potassium. I think most people don't realize how nutritious potatoes actually are. So then right into there, I'm just gonna add this big heap of spinach. And this is why I love this recipe, because it's just tons of greens, and it's so funny with spinach, right? Because this big heap of spinach is just gonna melt into this pot in minutes. And I'm using fresh spinach, and I just took the easy way and just bought one of those big containers of baby spinach. And there's no reason not to, it just saves time. But if you want to, you could just use any spinach and just wash it yourself. And basically just stir it in a handful or 2 at a time. This is 8 ounces of spinach here. And it's all gonna just get cooked until it's just tender and bright green. So I don't want it to get super cooked so that it turns dark. I want it to stay vibrant and green. And that's why I love this for spring, because it just has that gorgeous green color that we're all craving. But it's also a soup, so you know, it's still a little chilly at night sometimes, and you want to kind of cozy up to a soup, and it's a really nice way to get your greens. And in terms of greens, I mean, eating leafy greens, dark leafy greens like spinach, is pretty much one of the best things you can do, nutritionally speaking. They are packed with nutrition, fiber, B vitamins like folate, vitamin A, antioxidants that are good for your eyes and your skin, and you just cannot go wrong. Really just cooking that down until it's just tender like that. And then I'm gonna puree it. So you can puree it in a regular blender if that's what you have and that's what you want. In that case, let it cool and do it in batches. But I just love my handy dandy immersion blender. You just put it right in the pot and go for it. I just love the color of this. It's so beautiful. I love the color like this. And then it gets even more brilliant because I'm gonna put in 1 cup of milk. Now you can use whole milk, you can use low fat, whatever you like. You can use a plant milk if you like. Then I'm gonna add some goat cheese. Now this melts into the soup and makes it kind of rich and gives it that gorgeous, I think slightly funky flavor that goat cheese brings, which I love. Kind of grassiness, which is also really beautiful in the spring. I'm gonna put that onto a low heat here and just let that melt in, let the cheese melt in and bring that richness to the soup. And then we have the milk giving it protein and extra creaminess. And that's where the creamy comes in. So we're getting the creamy from the potato, remember that was blended in. So it gives it a little body there, but then you get extra body from the milk and from the cheese as well. And that's all melted in. And now you just serve it up. And then I want to show you how I serve it up because I garnish it with a little drizzle of yogurt. So this is how easy it is, guys. A beautiful, vibrant green spinach soup, creamy spinach soup with goat cheese. And then I garnish it with a little bit of yogurt, and then I dig right in. It's so lovely and so easy and so healthy. I hope you try it.